Hey, good morning, my friend, and welcome to the fourth hour of the Greg Belfrage Show. It is great to have you along this morning. Hope you had a terrific weekend. Let's take a look. I want to show you some of the footage of Donald Trump's visit to that McDonald's and the crowds outside, as well as some footage from within. Some of this is been shared on X. Now, this is Trump's campaign. I'm going to increase that size just a bit. There we go. Trump posted this himself. So look at that line of people, specifically on this side. But as he's coming in, they're chanting, they're cheering. Look at that line of people. And it just continues. Wow. Fire truck is blowing their horn. Listen to that crowd. Okay, so I'm gonna pop through this a little bit here for you, so you can look at those folks. I mean, and this is Trump coming into the McDonald's. He's getting his apron there. I want to catch some of when he's meeting the staff. He goes through a lot of this. So I don't want to share all of it. You can go out and find it. This is from Trump's account on X, but I do want to show portions of it when he's reacting to folks. Here, they're showing him how to do the French fries.
Well, that's a good-looking group. Hello, everybody.
Now listen carefully. You're the crowd.
This is not a normal situation, is it?
And hear the crowd across the street.
How do you produce those people? Oh, they look like you. How are you? Thank you.
All right. We appreciate all that.
Thank you. And there'll be no charge. Trump is paying for it. Is that okay? Oh, you're doing some extra stuff.
Oh, okay, great.
This is all on Trump.
Oh, hold on.
I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yeah. It's everything you
I'm
said it
getting
was.
stuck in here.
I made it myself.
You're the man. Make America
That's
great.
it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Have a good time.
And then he's waving to the crowd outside. Cameras all over the place. So there's Trump. Just so you can see at least a portion of that Trump with the crowds, but the number of people and just the applause. It was absolutely incredible. Okay, let's see. I've got some other stories that I want to share with you here this morning too. The latest poll. This is from Fox News. Trump and Harris neck and neck as Democrats lose ground among Latino Black voters. This is the USA Today Suffolk University poll. Harris at 45%, Trump at 44%. I don't believe any of these polls. I just don't. There are, the fact that so many of us no longer have a landline. We will not answer the phone if we, how closely, when you see a call coming into your phone and you don't know who it is, or you can see, okay, USA Today or Gallup or whatever poll, are you going to pick it up? Would you participate? And I'm asking very seriously. I would not. I would just, now, as I'm in the media, and so I would be more likely to say no anyway, because, I just wouldn't even answer the phone. I see numbers I don't recognize. Well, leave a message. And if you intrigue me, I'll call you. If it's something that, this is such and such, I need to call them back. I'm just really, I just refuse to answer calls if I don't know who they're coming from. And I just think polling has got to be incredibly difficult in this day and age. Denise is saying, I don't believe the polls. Look how wrong they were when he ran against Hillary. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when it comes to Trump, a lot of people will vote for him, but they don't want to tell other people that they're supporting him. So he's got people like the crowds that I just showed you outside of that McDonald's, very vocal people who are supporting him. Not everybody's that way. You've got a large number of people who just, they don't want to participate. They don't want to let anybody know, but that support is there. So I really am not one to, the polls are saying, and I used to be that kind of, I've learned my lesson the hard way. Don't believe them. Don't believe those polls. They're misleading. And you never know what dirty tricks are going to be played. So whether it's in jostling those poll numbers, so on. Okay. There are some other stories I want to share with you this morning. Donald Trump did an interview with, and I want to give credit to Howard Kurtz, because Trump was interviewed by Kurtz on Media Buzz over the weekend. And he was asked about some of this phrase, enemy from within. Trump had said previously on Fox, he said that Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff are the enemy from within. Insinuated he would use law enforcement or military force to go after them. Actually, that's incorrect. It's not what he said. That was not what he said. I watched it, and I had the comments. That's really not exactly what he said. That's what it's been insinuated that he's saying. So anyway, Kurt said, are you prepared to say now that you will not use law enforcement to punish or prosecute your political opponents? And Trump said, excuse me, that's what they're using on me, Trump said. They have weaponized government against me. I don't want to do that because that's a bad thing for the country. There's your answer right there. Trump's saying, I don't want to do that. And he said, I don't know who said, I haven't said I would, but they have done it. So Trump's saying, I haven't said that I would go after them. So he said on Fox last week, Kurtz was reacting to this comment. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. I think it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military. Now, I was a little bit perplexed by that comment because I just don't know what he is referring to. One of the things I think it's important for you to keep in mind, Donald Trump is not the president. So even if Donald Trump were to win the election, he would not, he's the president-elect, but he has no powers until he's sworn in. So talking about what would be going on election day, the guy's got no power. So first of all, I think we all have got to take a breath. We've all got to relax. So Howard Kurtz, though, said his wording was pretty ominous if you're talking about other Americans. And then Trump said he thinks the phrase is accurate. What they've done is so terrible. Who's ever heard of anything like this? Adam Shifty Schiff. He's a crooked guy, a crooked politician. 100% he's going to be a senator. Of course he's an enemy. He's an enemy. He wanted to put my son in jail. My son didn't even know what he was talking about. Wanted to put my son in jail on a scam that he made up called Russia, 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 he said. So he does not have a lot of good things to say about Adam Schiff, but he said Schiff is a threat to democracy. And that's what he was referring to. So that Donald Trump, sometimes I wish Trump would get out there and actually clean up the comment and say, no, you totally misunderstood that. You're totally taking that out of context. It's not at all what I meant. It's not what I was. And here is what I meant, and say it very definitively and clearly. And I get frustrated because he doesn't do that. And I love Trump. It's like, they're a thing. It's anything you love. It's, families like that. Oh, I love you. I wish you hadn't done this. That's kind of how it is. That's, in other words, that's just life. And I think many of us just take these things in stride. But Trump, I wish Trump would have communicated that a little bit more clearly. So Kamala Harris has a story this morning. I'm not going to put this up on the screen, but Kamala Harris saying, she and Joe Biden, not going to be in the campaign trail. So she will not be appearing on the campaign trail with Joe Biden before the election. No, thanks, but no thanks, Joe. This is according to 3 Harris campaign officials and 3 White House officials. Instead, Biden plans to try to help Harris this week. What, by shutting up? By resigning? No, by privately leveraging some of his longtime political relationships, blah, 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 blah. And, this is incredible. And I will tell you that I'm not at all surprised by this. I think we have seen this. And it's a really great piece from the Washington Examiner this morning. This is by Byron York. As the attacks intensify, Trump becomes more popular. Now, how crazy is this? And he goes on to say, and, he goes back through history. 2016, Trump's unfavorable rating exceeded his favorable rating by 26 points. That was in 2016. 2020, after 4 years as president, he had gotten more popular, but he was still underwater. Now, less than 3 weeks before Election Day, Trump's unfavorable rating exceeds his favorable rating, but only by 7 points. So he's still underwater. Trump's always going to be underwater. He'll always be underwater. So the Byron York goes on to say, excuse me, I'm going to mute my mic here for just a mute. All right. He goes on to say that Vice President Kamala Harris, public viewed her favorably for her first 6 months as vice president, and then she opened her mouth. And that's when the inflation, border chaos, other results of the Biden-Harris administration began to kick in. Harris sank underwater quickly. A year into office, her unfavorable rating exceeded her favorable rating by 14 points. And then whoosh, with Joe Biden out, there was a big jump, people. Well, it's not lasted. Harris's progress has stopped. She has slipped back underwater by a single point, but back underwater, her momentum is stalled. Her top aides feel like they have to change something that's going on in their campaign because they were seeing a rise. Now it is stalled out. The rise, I think, was just because she's not Joe Biden. Change. That was it. I mean, it was the change, pure and simple. The change from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. And it's like, oh, Joe Biden. Oh, thank God. We don't have to worry about Joe Biden. We got him on, and but now you've got Kamala Harris to worry about, and folks are like, ooh, yeah, kind of forgot about that nonsense. So it's, I don't know. I think her troubles are going to be lasting. I don't see her troubles drying up anytime soon. Then finally, there was one other story that I wanted to share with you this morning. Paul Whelan has just returned, and he's speaking out, talking about his arrest in Russia. And I want to share just a portion of this. This is an interview that they did on NBC in the Today Show. And here's Paul Whelan talking about what happened and his captivity by the Russians.
It was surreal. When the FSB stormed into my room and arrested me, it was a shock. And at first I thought it might be a joke. And
it was no
knew
joke.
From what they were doing, the things they were saying, their tactics, that they were trying to get a quick confession, and they were trying to lead me down a road that, was completely false, but also it was all made up. It was a sham.
And the FSB, of course, is the successor to the KGB.
Yeah, the KGB is
Now,
notorious.
this is interesting.
For their lack of attention to human rights. And, these days the Russians call it the FSB, but you can't change the name and erase the shame. It is still the KGB. And the guy in charge, he's a KGB-nik. The Russia is ruled by the KGB, and everyone there is scared of the KGB.
So that was it. Let's shut that audio off. Pretty interesting. So I wanted to share that with you this morning. Always great to have you along. Very, very, very much appreciate it. You can drop me an email anytime. Greg.belfrage@kelo.com. I love hearing from you. So if you would, please hit the like button before you depart. And I hope to see you back here again tomorrow. I'll wish you so long. Have a great Monday. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care. So long.